This episode is brought to you by In the Crew 512, Austin's first and only streetwear brand. If you're from Austin or even if you just love the city, make sure you check out inthecrew.com. Use the code HALFTIME for 15% off your entire order. Now, enough of me talking. Enjoy the show. Welcome back to another episode of Halftime Company. It's your boy Uncle JB, and man, I'm so excited about this episode, like I am every episode. But this time, I'm sitting next to my brother, and this man is a creative genius. But beyond that, he's been on some of your TV shows, and soon he will be on the big screen in front of everybody in the whole wide world. And I'm so excited to welcome to the set my man, Vincent. How you doing, man?
Oh, man, what an intro. How do I even respond to that? What's up?
Man, no, thank you for coming down to sit down with me and just chop it up and talk about your life, man.
I'm glad to be here, man. Ain't nobody else I want to do this with, so it's perfect.
So before we really get into like all the good stuff, man, I really would like you, if you could, just tell the family a little bit about who you are, where you're from, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah, of course, man. Well, my name is Vincent Acevedo Jr., right? I'm an actor in Austin, Texas, from New York. You know, I've been here for I think since 2013, I moved to Texas. Big life change, you know? And I actually switched career paths. I was playing football, but I switched career paths in around 2017. You know, took acting very seriously in 2020, and then kind of just upped the ante from there.
Yeah.
So, that's me, man. Just passionate creator.
That's awesome. So real quick, man, how was the transition from New York to Texas? Were you like in the Big Apple, or like what part of New York were you in?
So I'm originally from Long Island, East Islip, New York. Shout out home. And it was a huge transition, man. It was completely different. I remember I called my father and I was like, hey, man, you know, he's telling me about that. I was like, is there tumbleweeds and stuff? Like, I was actually curious, you know, as there was. And I think in 2000, when I moved here, you know, I was in the Kyle, San Marcos area a lot. So, you know, they started building as I moved here. So they started building more stuff. But I was like accustomed to it being pretty small. And then it got bigger. And I mean, I think I adjusted pretty well. I had to change the attitude for sure. I had to adjust it, man. I was like, you know, the RBF was strong with me.
I feel you.
When I first moved here.
I feel you.
Yeah.
Just serious, just on point, you know.
All the time. You know, so I had to fix that.
Because then you got so many people in Texas just like, hey, how you doing?
Yeah,
you know,
I'm
all
like,
friendly and stuff like that. So you're like, what? Why
that's
are
why
they
I was
so
like,
friendly?
What you want?
What
You know, like,
you want
what are you
from me?
looking for me? Yeah.
That's awesome, man. So moved to Texas, and were you still playing football here in Texas when you got here?
So I actually started playing football in Texas.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was playing baseball in New York, and I tried high school wrestling in the North, and then when I moved here, I was like, I really wanted to try something different, and I couldn't really play baseball anymore, so I wanted to try something that was like, I was like, man, football, why not?
Why not? Go hit somebody.
No, I fell in love with it.
Yeah.
Oh, I did, man. I fell in love with it. I had a good time with it, and then passions lied somewhere else, which is crazy because you know you work so hard in your training, you're so passionate like I am about film right now, and you know you're like, oh man, I'm going to go to the NFL, like, you know, all that stuff, right? Because anything is possible. Anything is possible. So, and I got really excited about it, and then life just kind of happened, you know, and I fell in love with acting more than I ever fell in love with anything else in my entire life. And my life just kind of shifted from there completely. So, yeah, now I don't even go to school anymore. I go to film school instead of like college and university, you know, and I dedicate my time to, you know, getting myself better for the craft. Like I'm going to Ireland in June. I told you about that for school, just so I can have some more tools for my belt, experience, learn, and grow as an actor. You know what I mean? Because that's the process.
So how did you walk me through, like, how did you find acting? Because so many people will, like, I'll be honest, like when I was growing up, right, I did football and choir. Okay. And then I would have some of my friends be like, oh, you play football and you in a choir?
Yeah,
like,
you know,
like,
yeah.
Really,
yeah,
bro? You in a choir? And it's like, yeah, I like to sing. You know what I'm saying? How was that feeling of like saying, hey, you know what, I'm going to leave football to pursue acting? Like what really made you want to go towards that route?
It's my favorite story. I love the story. It's I was in choir too. I had mad stage fright, trust. I had mad stage fright until like 2021. But I remember one day, and this is crazy, you know, shout out to my father, because I know he's not a big fan of this, but my dad is like my backbone, right? Like that's my guy right there, And he was sick one time, and I remember trials were coming up for Texas State. I really wanted to play for Texas State. I worked very hard. I stayed practicing in the summer. I was transferred from Navarro College, and I was like, I really want to play there. And my grades dropped exponentially because I was out for like 2 weeks because I wanted to make sure my dad was okay, which is fine. And I remember my dad was laying there in the hospital bed, and he was like, I was in tears. I was like, I can't try out. Like, my grades are too low. I was like crying and stuff. And he was like, smiling. I'm in tears. I'm like, why are you laughing? Like, this is serious. And he's like, now you can be an actor. I was like, what are you talking about? Fell in love with it ever since. I have it's so crazy because I was already like into like the idea. I wanted to be a superhero, right?
Yeah.
Still do. And I always thought that was like, really cool. But I was like, no, my stage fright's really bad. Like, I know I can't do it. And then my dad said that, and a switch happened to me. And full throttle.
Never looked back since.
No, and never will. This is what I'm doing for the rest of my life.
That's amazing. And then, like, obviously, I don't want to give too much away, but like, you're working with your dad now too in that space.
Yeah, I put him on. Yeah, I did. I made the Ratty Few, which I'm glad you saw. You had a chance to see that private viewing. My father looks perfect for this. I was like, man, how do you feel about being a cowboy on set?
Mm-hmm.
My dad was like, that sounds pretty cool. And then he actually went to the set and he saw everything. And he was like, oh my gosh, this is so professional. And I was like, yeah, it was really hard to get done. So, seeing him in his element, like seeing him getting to have a chance to see me do what I do, he was just in awe. Like he was excited for that.
Yeah, man. And I do want to give you a shout out, man, because you obviously have a great support system, not only from your family, but also your friends and the people that are around you. Because that event was absolutely awesome. Anybody that showed up to that event, man, like it was great to see all of you there. It was an amazing film too, and I can't wait to see what you guys do with that. Speaking of that, before we get into anything else, real quick, since we're on it, how did that come about?
Oh, like that, just the Ratty Few itself?
Yeah.
Oh man, so it's really funny. I had this idea tucked for a long time about this character named Pretty Boy Roy and Sunset Salazar, right? So I really like these characters, and I was creating a feature film with a bunch of classmates of mine, and I was writing it. And sadly, people get busy, and then it's just really 1 to 2 people working, and then you're just like, is this really the time to do it? So I had those characters tucked away for a while, and I've always wanted to do something with them. Well, what happened is that I actually got an opportunity to create when I met Adam. And Adam is a wonderful cinematographer. I mean, he is literally the best in the industry I've seen. He's fantastic. And he was at this industry gathering. There were so many people. There were agents, producers. It was like so many people. And I did not care. I was like, I saw Adam talk, and I was like, looked at my buddy Zach Atwood. Shout out my boy Zach. And I was like, we gotta. He was like, absolutely. So we charged the mound. All right, we were there in a heartbeat. He wanted to work with new people, and we talked to him. He said, I was like, I have this idea for a script. I think you'd like it. He liked me. He said, hey, man, yeah, of course, send it over this weekend. I said, I got you. Zach looks at me, and he's like, you really got to get started on the script. I was like, I know. Oh, my gosh. I was like, oh, what do I write? And it was funny. I get home that night. I whip out my laptop, and I'm like stressed. I'm like, and then I found I was like going through my notes and stuff, and I'm like, okay, Pretty Boy. Oh, change Sunset Salazar to Sunset Sal. Created a whole Western idea for it, and then now we have the short Ratty Few. We're submitting to festivals, and then now we're gonna make a feature. That's right.
And I'm telling y'all, it's coming. It's coming to the AMC and to the theaters. I'm telling you that the vibe, everything was perfect. Obviously, I don't want to give away too much. If y'all want to see anything with the Ratty Few, make sure y'all tap in with my man Vincent, and y'all will definitely see that here soon. But I want to ask you this real quick. So now you're into the acting space.
Of course.
And you said you're about to get ready to go to school in Ireland.
God, no, that's crazy.
That is awesome, first off. Ireland's beautiful. How'd that come about? Like, and like, really, what does that entail to like kind of help you, within your acting career?
Of course, man. The honest truth, I go to my local coffee shop all the time. It's called the Daily Grind. I go there all the time. Mom and pop shop. I like that place. I like that. It's a good space, good people. And I was sitting there, and I do the same thing all the time. I go to the gym, I study my craft, and I go to work. And I've been doing this for years. I've been like, working really hard, and I close my laptop and I go through these phases, and my friends will tell you, I'll call them when I'm at the coffee shop, like, yeah, I got to stop doing this. I got to stop doing the same thing every day. It's driving me nuts. And I don't know what hit me, but I was like, I want to study out of the country. And Dacre Montgomery is a big inspiration of mine, and he's Australian, and he was Billy in Stranger Things. He was Jason in Power Rangers. He was a Red Ranger. And I don't know why, I was like, I kind of want to learn out of the country. And so I looked at ways to study abroad as somebody who's not in university. And I came across the Gaiety School of Acting. And I was just searching. And I was like, I applied with a demo reel. It was like, had the option to audition, this crazy audition, or submit a demo reel. And they accepted me. And I was like, at like 5 a.m. And I was like looking, I was like, oh my God, I tell my pops, I'm like, yo, I got accepted. He's like, we're going to Ireland. I was like, we. Like,
He's like, yeah, we going to Ireland.
Yeah, I was
Absolutely.
like, oh man, no, that's great, man. I was so excited, but I couldn't believe the opportunity. And the Gaiety School of Acting has been in Dublin, in the heart of Dublin. So it's going to be such an experience. But let me tell you, man, I've been working trying to get that money up, because that's the tuition. Thankfully, I paid off, so room and board's covered. But yeah, I'm working for the extra stuff that I'll be in Ireland for like a month.
In
a week.
Dublin, man.
Yeah.
You gotta go explore, check some things out.
Yes, man. I that's the goal, man. I want to go to. I want to check out Edinburgh, Scotland, and just all around Ireland. I want to see and do and learn the cultures and kind of see how, people interact with each other. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, the world is huge, right? The world is large. It's also small.
Yep.
Right. So this gives me a chance to really not only just experience the world and experience life, but really dive in to people who view, the industry different than I do.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So I've never done theater. I've only done film and television. So now I'm going to learn a theatrical standpoint of what they do. Yep. And then I'm able to put that on my belt and truly hone in the craft.
You're really trying to become well-rounded.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? I think that's the key. It's not you're not just sticking in one thing. You're saying, hey, the arts are the arts.
Exactly.
And I can explore all of them in this range. And I think that's dope. And then plus, you're also going to go see what your culture is, because you say you're Irish, right?
Yeah. So I think that's really cool too. I'm Irish, Italian, Puerto Rican, and Portuguese. Right. So I am from New York. Right. So a lot of things. But yeah, it's really cool because my Italian side, his last name is Benevento. Right. The Hispanic side is Acevedo. And then the Irish side is Brennan. So it's cool because I have these cultures that I could truly explore and kind of learn from, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And learn about while I'm there and see if there's something that I can put into myself as a creator, but also as a person, right? Because I don't do it just to, to try to be famous. I do it for not only for the love of the game, but what I can do with when I am successful. Right. And so learning that I have all this history with my own self is how can I use that, you know what I mean, to move forward and grow.
Yep. It's almost just like you're doing with, from acting to going to the theatrical side. It's the same thing. You're being well-rounded in that, and then you take it to the cultural side. If you can be well-rounded in all your cultures and know everything and know everybody, know the feel, I mean, the roles would just open up to you because what it means. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's the experience as an actor, what you go through and learn. And my childhood was insane, right? But I'm very thankful and I would do it again. I would live through everything I lived through in my life to be at this moment, because this is where I always wanted to be and never knew this is where I always wanted to be. Right. It's the opportunity of all those things that happened to me, which I'm blessed for, because I would have never expected where I was when I was 14, 15 years old and how my life was to being I'm an actor. What do you mean? I'm an actor. That's crazy. You know what I mean? It's crazy. You see yourself on Google now. You see a TV show you've been in. You got a movie coming out this summer and all, on a major streaming service, and you're just what is going on? What's happening right now? So it's definitely different from what I guess I expected my life to transition to.
That's awesome, bro. And I mean, it's cool too because you just mentioned it just a minute ago how you said you had inspiration, somebody that inspired you. I think he's from Australia.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Who were some of your inspirations, and maybe when you found acting, you're okay, I'm gonna dive into this. who were you really truly inspired by or tried to like kind of, I'm not saying be like, but like mold your acting skills behind?
So I'm a big fan of Ryan Gosling. I'm a big romantic at heart, right? And when I was a kid, I saw The Notebook like all the time. All the time. I just thought it was so good. And I was like, man, they're so in love with each other. They weren't. Like, right? It's just, you're just watching something and it's so believable. And you're feeling like I'm feeling these things when I'm young and I'm emotional about what's happening. I was known, I was a very emotional kid. And just watching him, he's incredibly versatile. Woody Harrelson. A lot of people know him from White Man Can't Jump. I know him from Money Train, which he did with Wesley Snipes. And I thought that movie to me was so motivating for me. You know what I mean? Like it's just like they were brothers in that movie, you know. And I told you, my brother's adopted. I love my brother Trey, and I'm just like, man, this is great. Denzel Washington, not only is his versatility, his presence on screen is captivating, right? Alan Rickman, Philip Seymour Hoffman, the late Philip Seymour Hoffman, probably, and I'll defend this. I think he's one of the greatest actors of all time. I think he's wonderful. I think his performance is always believable. I think that he truly brings a just this feeling you get when he's on screen. Like you don't know whether to trust him or not.
Yeah.
And it's really fun to watch. Like it's great. And even saying Dacre Montgomery, which is funny because he's not that much older than me.
Yeah.
Right? But it was like what he brings to his surroundings when he's on set and when he's on camera. It's like, how do you not want to do that? Like after watching that performance, like watch how it does to so many people, right? People watch him as Billy, right? And these people hated him in real life and they loved him in real life. Ooh, he sounds like a damn good actor if people hate you in real life for what you did. It's like it's that presence that they're able to bring. I love Alan Rickman, and Chadwick Boseman. I couldn't. Oh my God, R.I.P. Yep. I did not handle that well. I was crying as soon as I found that out. But I've always wanted to work with him, and it just him in 42 was like being a baseball fan. I loved that movie, and then him being a Black Panther was one of my favorite heroes growing up. So I was like, oh, this is really cool. Like this is like so cool. And
cool thing.
Yeah, it's just it inspires you to kind of like move forward. I remember when all the stars hit in the credit scene for Black Panther, and I felt this entire sensation in my body of like I have to make somebody feel what I'm feeling in this moment because nothing else mattered right there. I was like, I felt like I could take over the world in the most positive way possible, and that's like anybody who can make me feel like that. It like helps me really, truly want to hone this craft for what I do.
I mean, it's what you just said. It sounds like that's why you do it. That's the passion that you have you've walked out of movie theaters before. You've had this feeling of, wow, like it moved you. It might have motivated you, inspired you, whatever the case is. And you want to be able to give that to another little kid or somebody else, maybe even an adult that's watching. And it's like,
everybody,
wow, man, like, that was such a captivating performance. Like, I have to watch this person again.
Yeah.
And so I think that's really cool that you want to do that. And I wanted to ask you real quick, like, because I don't want to speak for you, like, why is it that you're so passionate about this? Is it that reason or is it something else?
Man, honestly, I think it's a combination of both things. I'm a big Matt Damon, Ben Affleck guy, Good Will Hunting, right? And when you watch Good Will Hunting, what do you see? You see a kid who has this really rough life, right? And he has all these capabilities and he fights it, right? Because, he's not good enough for these opportunities. He's fine with being content with who he is, right? And I kind of look at myself and the way I grew up and the way my childhood is and, how it was. It's just incredibly motivating for me to be in a position where I was a, bullied fat kid growing up, right? To not only transitioning to somebody who's like, oh, you can't do this and you can't do that. And then me believing it to being like, wait a minute, none of these people matter. Like, none of them matter. I moved to Texas, right? And I didn't talk to any of those people anymore, right? I went to high school with people here. I don't talk to them anymore. And it's like, these people, their opinions when they're negatively like affecting you, friends, family, whatever that is, like strangers, oh, I'll just stop talking. Like, I'll just stop talking to them. Like, and it is that easy, and it hurts, obviously, but it's like, it's motivating me because it's like I'm doing everything that I said that I would do that they said that I couldn't.
Mm-hmm.
And that's so powerful, because then the next kid in line who's gone through the same thing I have, the next person in line who's been through something traumatic, the next person who's seen things they never wanted to, can watch me perform and be like, man, I want to do what he does.
Because I'm that person.
Exactly.
I'm exactly like him. They can they can essentially fit in your shoes in a way, right? Not all the way. They ain't really feel out what you can do, but what I'm saying is that they can tell, like, okay, well, if I'm a bully kid, if I went through the same similar situations like he did, and he found a way out and came out on top, that means I can do the same.
Exactly.
And I think that's what's powerful too, bro, because you're looking at it beyond yourself. Right, you're not doing it as a selfish reason, like I just want to be an actor and be the coolest superhero. No, you want to move people, you want to change people, you want to bring them into a space of achieving greatness. That's what I'm hearing.
Yeah, no, it's exactly why I wanted my whole life to be. And you know, other actors or people in the industry would be like, "Oh, who wants to be a superhero? Who wants to? Why wouldn't you?
Mm-hmm.
Why wouldn't you want to be the person that people can be like, God, love, that's my favorite
Superman.
hero.
Somebody came to you and said, you want to be Superman? Who's going to turn that down?
Who's going to turn that down? You know what I'm saying? I remember I first watched Chris Hemsworth's Thor.
Yeah.
And I was just, I want to do that. I want to do that. I saw, like, it's, you know, you see Spider-Man. I saw Tobey Maguire growing up, and, you know, Andrew Garfield, you know, Tom Holland, all these wonderful depictions of Spider-Man, because they're all different Spider-Man, the wonderful depictions of Peter Parker and Spider-Man. And you're just like, man, what a feeling. Right? Because in Spider-Man, you know, he's a kid from New York, just trying to do the right thing.
And where are you from?
Just trying to do the right thing, man.
A kid from New York trying to do the right thing. You know what I'm saying? So right there, you have correlation off the bat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? In just the smallest forms in the black and white. But then when you actually look at somebody's life and you actually can say, oh, wow, they went through something similar to me. That's kind of crazy and weird, but that's not a coincidence. I'm supposed to look at this person and I'm supposed to take, you know, essentially what I believe is that all of us are trees. And when we're chopped down, we're going to bear seeds. What seeds are you going to bear? Are you going to bear seeds that are going to be able to help somebody grow and give them shade and give them fruit and give them nourishment? Or are you going to bear seeds that don't grow, that don't do anything for anybody? So when they come to your life, they can't, there's no like nutrients.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I truly believe that's what's dope about how you're looking at it. It's like, hey, like, when my branches get cut off, when certain things are pruned down, like, it's going to help the next person or the next tree grow. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to be good soil, good fertilizer for everybody around me, around this tree. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to protect every bird that comes in here. They can rest, they can chill, they can eat the fruit. Like, that's what type of tree I'm going to be. Yeah. You know, and I think that's dope. You're a living tree versus a dead one. And so
that's a real, and that was okay.
Yeah, I'm just, you know, I got a little couple things in the tank.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I didn't know you was gonna cook right there.
I had to a little bit.
Okay.
But speaking of that, real quick, because we were just talking about like different like type of roles.
Right.
Are there specific roles that you want to do? I mean, obviously, you know, we talked about the superhero, but like, what roles are you looking to kind of like get into?
Thank you. I love that question because I feel like when you're in the industry, you kind of don't have like a choice. You know what I mean? Like you gotta find where you are, you gotta find your grounding, and then you might get a little typecast at first, right? And then you gotta kind of like find your way in, right? Like I get a lot of frat boy auditions, right? You know, I've never had that frat boy experience because I'm not a frat boy, but I'm a damn good actor, right? So I feel you. You know, so I feel like one of the things like I really love, like I said, is like I'm a big romantic guy. Like I feel like, you know, I love coming of age films. I think I told you this before, like you know, like Good Will Hunting, or even like if you're talking about like a TV series, like I like Outer Banks. I'm a sucker for that stuff. Everybody Wants Some with Richard Linklater, you know, where he created, and it's like I like those roles where like, and I don't. This might just be me, but I just like things that people can relate to. Yeah. And, you know, in coming of age films in that genre, you know, YA genre, it's like all these people they put it on, and then people of all ages can like enjoy it. You know what I mean? I'm a sucker for that stuff. I watch Bridgerton. You know what I mean? Like, I love that. I love a good story. I love something that people can feel to, right? Because everybody wants great love, right? Or everybody wants, like in Outer Banks, everybody wants a great adventure with their friends, or, you know, and like anything that you watch, it's like there's something specific about it. And because of that, I want to do that stuff. I think that's great. I like action roles. They're cool, man. They're fun. Like, you know, the Marvel hero stuff. Like, that's sick.
That's dope.
You know, I want to be the guy that can, like, they can be like, man, who could we put in this role? Vincent. You know, I want to be so versatile that, you know, it's easy to kind of be like, well, who do we think? Oh, we know a guy.
Yeah.
You know, I like those types of roles where it's, you know, you can play the jock, but that jock has like a lot to him. There's so much more than just being like, you know, a meathead, right? You know, it's just, to me, it's when you could really develop a character and then make it your own and make it a real person. That's the best way to do that. I love in-depth characters.
Yep.
I love those because you could truly, anybody watching it, it don't matter if you have like a 5-person cast or a 30-person cast. You're like, that's my favorite character, and that's my favorite character because
of this.
Yep.
And it's almost like the movie Ray. Like, Jamie Foxx was the only person that could play Ray. I truly believe.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? The way he did it, like how he imitated him almost to the T.
Yeah.
You know, like, it was beautiful. Like, he's one of my favorite actors just because of what you just said, the range, right?
Yeah.
Acting, comedy,
Django Unchained,
music. You know what I mean? And then just, oh my gosh, it's like
he cooks.
His catalog is amazing.
Yeah.
And so, to your point though, it's like being able to say, hey, you know, I can go out there and I can play Thor. And then I could turn around and I could be Ken in the Barbie movie.
Yeah.
And then I could turn around and, you know, do something completely different. I could be in a war movie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, I love how you're trying to make sure that, because you said, like, you can get kind of typecast and you can only go for certain roles, and you don't want to be just known for, like, okay, just this. You want to be known for your name, Vincent.
Yeah.
And Vincent can do anything, but we know he's the right guy.
Exactly.
So it doesn't matter about the role necessarily. We just know that we want Vincent on this film.
That's right. It's the effect that you can really bring to screen that actors have this capability of doing that is so amazing, right? Like, I talk about this with my buddy Justin, right?
Oh, yeah. Shout out Justin, man.
Shout out Justin. My favorite thing that we like to talk about, I bring up all the time, is Fantastic Mr. Fox, right? It's a stop-motion animated picture, right? And Isle of Dogs. And for some reason, I am obsessed with those movies. I am. I think, and I always thought that artwork freaked me out. And I love foxes, so I put it on one day. And I was like, why am I getting inspired by a fox that's a puppet? And I was just like, man, this is so incredible. And George Clooney was incredible. And he was incredible. And then you find out Wes Anderson had the actors actually doing these motions so they could truly embody what they were doing or what they were like talking for on set, which is so cool to me. It's like, it's so cool how people can get so creative in a way where you never really anticipate what's going to happen next.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so you see all these things that are going on, whether it is animation, whether it's like live action or theater, you get to see the differences that people bring to a character and what people can truly do, like with their own creativity mindset, and then with a director who wants you to succeed, with a surrounding people who want you to succeed. It's like, it's so great to see.
That's amazing. And actually, you just said something made me think of like the movie that came out, Project Hail Mary.
Oh, I'm seeing it this Friday.
Okay.
I'm so excited.
It's what I thought was super cool. Obviously, I won't spoil anything for you. Hopefully, it's not spoiling anything for you.
Thank you.
But like, I just love the fact that, because they said it before the movie came out, there's no CGI.
No.
It's like they actually created everything that you're seeing.
I can't wait. And it looks beautiful, too. It looks so beautiful.
Obviously, I'm not going to say anything, but one of my favorite movies that I watched in a very long time.
Really? Gosh. I hope my man gets Oscar
I'm
nominated.
I was honestly surprised because my wife read the book and she was the one that said, "Hey, let's go watch the movie." And I was like, one of her books that she read, like, okay, let's go watch it. And honestly, bro, I smiled the whole time.
I'm a fiend for book movies, man. I'm a fiend for
the whole
it.
time. I loved it. Now I want to read the book because it's I know it's a little slightly different from the movie, but
Of course.
I would love to now actually read the book too because he did such an amazing job.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, not just him, but the entire cast did such an amazing job at bringing it to life that I really felt like I'm there with them.
Yeah.
And I felt in the same emotion as they felt and the same happiness and joy. Like all of it was it was flawless. It really was.
And I love that stuff, man. I'm a big Hunger Games guy, so I'm a big Susan Collins guy.
Yep.
One of my dream roles, speaking of roles, and I didn't say it because it was casted for, right? And I'm broad. I know that. I'm a wide dude. And I was like, I've always wanted to play young Haymitch. I said that before I even knew I was an actor. I was like, yo, if there was a role I could play, I want him to have his own spinoff. And she made it. And let me tell you, I'm not much of a reader. I'm not. And then I read but I always read the Hunger Games. And then I read Sunrise on the Reaping when it came out. I was in LA and I made sure I got that book. I didn't care. I read that. I was emotional from the beginning to the end. I was in tears. And then I was just like, man. And then I picked up another book. I got The Song of Achilles. Beautiful book. I'm not finished. I'm almost done. But I'm like, I can't finish this in a coffee shop.
Yeah,
I'm going to cry.
I'm gonna cry.
Like, I can't. And I'm excited to see how that does, right? And then it's like, you see all these books get transformed into TV shows, into films, whether it's like The Summer I Turned Pretty or it's All the Boys I Loved Before, and then like whatever it is, whatever it may be. And then you kind of see that book transition to what it comes to. And I think that's so cool. It made me want to read more just because I'm like, well, as an actor, you should read a lot more. And I'm going against myself on this because I don't like reading unless it's a script, right?
Yeah.
But that script sometimes is a book. It's literally the book that you're auditioning for, and you should get to know the character personally and make your own adjustment to it. You know what I mean?
100%.
So it's so cool to hear that because I've heard Project Hail Mary was such a great book, and it's a thick book.
Right.
And that's intimidating.
That's the scary part. When you pick it up, you got a little weight to it.
Yeah.
You're like, oh,
You're like,
man.
I didn't know I was hitting curls today.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know about this.
Yeah, that's right.
But no, I think that's dope, though, because like you just said, right, like, books might have a little bit more meat on the bone than the movie does, but you reading it, you understand it, so then you could take that to the film and be able to kind of express that, knowing like this is where he really is coming from. Yeah. We might not show the full scene, but at least now I know exactly where he's at, and I can be able to portray that even more.
Yeah, you're going on a journey with that character.
Yes.
And I think a lot of the things that people do is like, or they make a mistake of, is like, yeah, I'm going on a journey with that character, but you're going on a journey with yourself because that character is you.
Right.
So you got to find yourself with them and then become them. And then you're the same. Richard Robichaud is my acting coach. Shout out to Richard Robichaud. He said something in class one day that was incredible. Somebody said, he was like, what are you thinking? And he's like, well, I think they're thinking that. And he's like, no. What are you thinking? Are you playing them? And they're like, yeah. And he's like, great. What are you thinking? And that makes 100% sense, right? It's like you are them. They are you. You're intertwined. How are you going to show who you are on camera as that person that you created, right?
That's crazy.
It's a crazy thing.
But I mean, you hear people say they'll get in character and they'll be in character for weeks, and even after they're not shooting, they're still in character. Like some people don't break character for the entire time they'll shoot a movie. Like they're just, that's who they are. Like
yeah, Austin Butler had he was Elvis. Did a phenomenal job as Elvis, and which I didn't expect. I was so surprised. It was a really good job, and he had that accent that like, thank you very much. Like it was talking like this, and for a long time, like it took him so long to break out of that, and it's because you're truly trying to understand, and it's not even like, Elvis wasn't a character. Right. Elvis is a real person, like, and he was trying to embody that. So anytime somebody like judges a creative based off their process is crazy to me. Like, because you just enjoyed their performance. and now you're dogging it. It's kind of like, it's kind of weird. It's kind of weird. It's you know, it's a weird thing to me, because you can't praise somebody for a film that they did and then judge them for them trying to get out of that process. It's tough. It's hard, and not everybody can do that.
Yeah, especially if you're I don't know how long he shot the movie, but let's say you were Elvis for a whole year.
Oh my God, he was Elvis for years, I think, like just for prepping for the film.
Yeah, like all of a sudden then you get done, you expect me just to go back to like my normal accent, like I was like
exactly
2 years before I started doing this talk, you know?
Yeah, you're like you're waking up every day and you're talking a certain way.
As soon as you wake up, hello, thank you very much.
Yeah, like
wake me up.
yeah, seriously, like you're trying to embody that, and that's
man.
always, I think that's always crazy. But I love that actors are like, I know that they're humble, and then you have like the cockies and the confidence, and Austin Butler's pretty humble, and you have humble and you have confident. Confident, to me, I will die on this hill. I don't care. I'm gonna have a lot. I like Timothy Chalamet. Shout out Michael B. Jordan, my man won. He Sinners. Ooh, banger. It should have won. I was going for that. But I like Timothy Chalamet because of his confidence. A lot of actors, a lot of people, a lot of creators were upset where he says, I want to be one of the greats. You know, I want to be like Denzel, or I want to be like, this is his name, Fiona Davis, or Viola Davis, and he wants to be like, you know, the Michael Jordan, all that stuff. That's great. That's not cock. That's confident.
Yeah.
That's an athlete mentality, right? I love LeBron. That's my GOAT. That's the GOAT, right?
Yeah.
Also love D Wade, right? Those are my guys. Their mentality to win was like so much, but they're still great teammates, right?
Right.
Who is to say that he's bad to work with just because he's confident? That's crazy. Right. We develop these, ideologies about these actors, and we don't know them. Like, we don't work with them. We don't talk to them on their day-to-day. We don't do these things. And you get to experience the Austin Butlers, who are very humble and very, and then you meet Timothy Chalamet, who's very confident. You know what I mean? It's like, just because somebody's not super humble doesn't make them bad people.
No, I mean,
like at all.
Michael Jordan was not humble. I mean, we saw that with The Last Dance. But if you were on his team, you were probably winning.
Oh, yeah, for sure. That's why everybody loves him so much.
Like, I'm not going to say I believe Kobe was a humble man, but I believe that he was like the ultra confident type of individual. He was very confident. Mm-hmm. And it was hard for individuals to work with Kobe.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
However, the individuals that could, they won.
Yeah, of course.
So, like for me, it's like, to your point, like, don't look at somebody, they're confident or whatever, like I can't work with them. No, you can.
Exactly.
You definitely can.
Yeah, do you want to win?
Do you want to win? That's the question. Do you want to win?
Yeah.
Because some people will get in that situation and be like, oh, well, you're just too much for me. It's like, okay, sure, but look at my resume.
Of course.
I'm not using that in a cocky way, but like, look at my resume. This is what I do. So if you want to be a part of this, then do what you got to do.
Exactly.
Just do your role, play your job. Like, that's it.
That's right. That's why we do what we do on our daily. Everybody has a confidence in something, right? I have my insecurities. I've had my insecurities my whole life about whether it's body or something and acting, doing the Meisner technique. Shout out Laura Vouvray. She taught me that your insecurities are your strengths, and getting rid of those by accepting those, and the fact that I would love to be the guy, because I'm still inexperienced as it is. As much as I've done, I'm still inexperienced. There's going to be somebody who's at the top that I just don't understand yet, and I will. And I'm confident enough to say that I need to learn more, and I'm confident enough to say that I can learn more, and I will learn more because I'm him. And I don't mean it to be in like I'm him, haha. Like, I mean it to be like, who is going to stop me except myself? Mm-hmm. I am him. I am me. And because of that, I will succeed. There is no, Vincent, I'm not going to have kids one day and be like, oh yeah, I used to do this. No, mm-hmm. There is no, I used to do this. This is what I do. Mm-hmm. And this is who I am. Mm-hmm. And I love that. I love that, man. I just love that feeling of knowing it's coming.
Yeah, that's how I operate. Like I told you, man, I'm a big believer in Christ, and one of my favorite Bible verses he always talks about is, he says, "Come boldly to the throne. Don't tiptoe. Don't just kind of show up like, hey, like I was wondering if I could." No, like you come boldly to the throne and tell me what you feeling, tell me what you thinking, tell me what you want. Come boldly though. Don't come shy.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Ooh, I
So
like that too.
I love the fact your mentality is that this is who I am, this is what I want to do, and when you push that way, God's gonna be right behind you. You know what I mean? Because He sees how serious, how strong, and how bold you are in that, and that's the space that He wants to operate. You know what I mean? He don't want to operate in lukewarmness or coldness. He want to operate in, you know what I'm saying, somebody that's bold, on fire for something. And I think that, you know, he's right in your corner, man. And I did want to ask you for our family before we got out of here, because I think this question is very important. A lot of crazy stuff going on in the world today, obviously.
Yeah.
However, I want to know from Vincent's mentality.
Of course.
What do you want to bring awareness to in the world today?
Oh, so many things. I want to say this because I'm from New York and I'm passionate about people. And people should just love who they are. I don't care if you are straight. I don't care if you're gay. I don't care if you're bi, trans, whatever it is. That's fine. I respect it because that's who you are, and that's fine. And if I can do that as a heterosexual male, you can do that no matter what side you lean. It's never been about, to me, it's never been about one side and one side, like, you know, red versus blue. That's ridiculous. To me, it's just arrogance versus arrogance. And I want to bring awareness to leave people the hell alone and let them live their lives. There are people in this country who worked hard to get to this country. There are people who have fought for their kids to have better lives. Those people deserve to be here because they're more American than most Americans. I do not care. My family are from immigrants. I'm an immigrant from past history. Like, nobody is like, what is a true American? That makes no sense to me, right? What is a true American?
No sense.
Right? Native Americans are true Americans. My family's from Italy. You know,
up.
they run to Ellis Island from Benevento, right? So are you going to get rid of me? Because, that doesn't make any sense. So my awareness and my thoughts, too, is, leave my Latino brothers alone. Leave my African brothers alone. Leave my people alone because they came here and they're just as American as anybody who thinks they are in office.
I want to scream, but I can't right now. But everything that he just said was absolutely so spot on. And the thing is, bro, is that if we're truly supposed to be a melting pot, then it needs to be blended.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? You can't just have water in there.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
Yin and yang can't be yin and yang without the opposites.
You know what I'm saying? You can't do it. And my thing is that that's what makes America America is the flavor and the spice. And who gives the flavor and the spice?
That's right.
Immigrants.
That's right.
People from all shades, all colors have created a state and space where we can all come together if we could just, like you said, leave everybody alone.
Yeah.
It takes nothing to love somebody. It takes everything to hate somebody.
It does.
You know what I mean? And so if you can just say, hey, you know what? That's not worth my time today. Let me focus on myself, because arrogance is rooted in attacking other people because you feel like you're better than them.
Exactly.
What you just said was so spot on. I really pray that we can all get to that point of just saying, hey, let's all come together and create a beautiful life where we all can grow and not have to worry about somebody coming knocking on the door while you trying to feed your kids and taking you and detaining you and trying to figure out where you're from because you're a week away from getting your papers.
Yeah, it's so crazy. Just the power hold that people have, the way they look at somebody different, whether you're black, whether you're Asian, whether you're gay, whether you're straight. It's who cares? Why are you so invested into somebody else's life? And it all stems from the insecurities beneath. And if I can get out from what I got out when I was a kid, you can do the same thing. I'm blessed to be who I am. I'm very proud to be who I am. I'm thankful to be who I am. And I don't want to be anybody else. So if people are mad at that. That sucks. I don't care. I care about people. And I care about people being here because this is what made them feel safe. That's it.
We're all humans. And honestly, bro, like, there should be no such thing as, like, you have to be here, you got to be there. This whole world was granted to us.
Exactly.
So if y'all hate that, you hate it. Y'all heard it here first. So make sure y'all tap in with my man Vincent. We'll make sure we put all of his information right here so y'all can give him a follow. And then, Vincent, before we get out here, you got any last words for the family?
Man, thank you guys for having me. All right. What an honor to be on here with Justin, my man JB. All right. This guy is the man. I don't think y'all understand. I met him not even that long ago, and we just became so tight. So stay tuned. Watch the podcast. See what else he's got cooking up. My name is Vincent Acevedo Jr. Catch me on that on all platforms. I'll see you later.
Yes, like that. We out. My man, dog.